Welcome back, guys. I'm going to make a quick reality check number 12. Actually, you know what? I'm going to be talking about a lot of stuff, even sports, but in general, it's going to be a reality check. Let's jump right into it. I'm not sure if I should do the intro and the warning, if I should do the warning. I'm just going to do it in case. You never know with these wokies. Like I said many times, guys, no one loves and respects all human beings more than I do. All human beings, no matter your gender, your race, your ethnicity, your sexual orientation, your political affiliations. I don't care. I love and respect you. Okay, so let's start off with football, with soccer. So recently, if you guys saw the Argentina versus Brazil game, guys, okay, so before the game started, I thought, you know what, this is going to be a tight game because you know what? Argentina are really fucking good. And Brazil, I mean, they remain Brazil, one of the greatest national football team of all time. And currently, I mean, they're always amongst the best, right? Brazil, I mean, they're fucking phenomenal and they're always going to be phenomenal and they always have been phenomenal. So before the game, I was like, you know what? I think it's going to be a tight game, but I'm pretty sure Argentina are going to win because right now, currently, presently, Argentina are better than Brazil. They have a better defensive line. They have better midfielders. Forwards, maybe, no, of course, if you count Messi, Argentina have better forwards than Brazil. But Brazil have amazing forwards. Rafinha, Endrick, Vinicius, Savinho, the list goes on and on. Their forwards are amazing, phenomenal. But they have no midfielders and they have no defensive players, Brazil. That's what they are lacking. So before the game, I thought it was going to be a really tight game. It wasn't. It wasn't a tight game. Argentina completely destroyed and dominated against Brazil. Completely, man. It was man amongst boys, that game. And after watching that game, I think honestly, guys, I think that in the 2026 World Cup, I think Argentina are favorites. I think they're clear favorites, to be honest. I mean, how they played against Brazil, if you look at their squad, they're fully stacked. They play amazingly together, Argentina. All their players sync up well together. They all make sense together. There's no ego battles between the players. They all follow Messi. They all know that Messi is the man. He's the top guy. He's the top G of the team. He's the king of the team. They all know it. No one debates it. No one tries to take that away from him. For example, when Messi was at PSG, you could feel that Mbappe was trying in a way to dethrone Messi, to show to Messi that he's the man, he's the main man. But in Argentina squad, man, it's like all of the Argentinian players, they all play for Messi. They all play and fight for, of course, for themselves, for their countries, their friends, their family members, whatever. But it's like, in a way, on the pitch, they're like, guys, let's win the Copa America. Let's win the World Cup for Messi. Of course, after that, it's for us, for the Argentinian country, for the Argentinian people, for our friends and family members, of course. But I feel like there's that extra, you know what, guys, let's do it for Lionel Messi. As it fucking should be. I mean, Messi brought everything to Argentina. He's the greatest player of all time. He's the GOAT. You guys already know it. But come back on the game, man. Argentina completely dominated against Brazil in the World Cup qualifiers, man. It was embarrassing, to be honest. Men against boys, like I already said. I think that Argentina are winning the 2026 World Cup. If I have to put a bet, and if there's a gun to my head and I have to put money on a team, I'm putting money on Argentina. I'm placing a bet on Argentina to win the 2026 World Cup. I think that maybe behind them, there's Spain. And I think those two, man. But I'm pretty sure Argentina are winning the 2026 World Cup, man. And if Messi has 2 World Cups, I already talked about that with Luka, discussed it with Luka. It's going to be fucking, I mean, yo, Ronaldo fans, I'm coming even more for your neck after that. If Messi wins a 2nd World Cup, guys, I'm going to be all over your asses, Ronaldo fans. But yeah, so that game, Rafinha should have stayed silent. I saw that Rafinha in an interview before the game said, you know what? Now I'm paraphrasing him, of course. I don't have the exact quote. But he said something in the likes of, you know what? We're playing against Argentina. We're going there to win. We don't give a fuck. We're going to fucking stomp on their necks. Like, we're going to destroy them. That's the intonation he had, and that's what he was saying, and that was like what he was aiming for. He was aiming to say that they're gonna destroy Argentina, and he said that before the game. Rafinha, if you want to trash talk or whatever, you trash talk after you win or after the game. And if you want to trash talk after the game, you need to win the game. If you lose the game, you can't trash talk, bro. You lost. But you spoke before the game and then you lost 4-1. And you guys got dominated the entire game. I hope that's like a little lesson to Rafinha. I mean, Rafinha, I love you, man. You're a phenomenal player. Currently one of my favorite players on planet Earth. But bro, you trash talked Argentina before the game and then you got humiliated. And not only you, but Brazil got humiliated and you lost the game 4-1. So I hope that's a bit of a humbling experience for you, Rafinha, even for the Brazilian national team. And I hope that this opened your eyes, because currently Brazil, I think that currently you have the worst team you ever had since football exists. To be honest, I mean, your team currently, you guys are Brazil, the kings of football. That's who you guys are, the kings of football. And currently, right now, with this team, you have 10% chances of winning the World Cup. And I'm being fucking generous right now. I'm being fucking generous. You guys have a huge problem in the middle of the field and in defense. Your goalkeeper's top world class and your attackers world class, your forwards. But your midfield and your defense is shit, man. And to sum up the team all together, it's the worst team I've ever seen from Brazil. I've never seen Brazil have a worse team than they do right now, 2025, March 27th. Guys, you have a big problem. Brazil, like I said, you're the kings of football. Always have been. Probably always will be. But guys, you have to make some drastic changes, because if you guys keep going the way you're going, you guys are going to be dethroned as the kings of football, and you guys got to change something, man. I hope this game was a reality check, and that's a fact. Although everything that I just said about Brazil needing to change, playing badly against Argentina currently, we got to say it how it is. All football fans owe a lot to the nation of Brazil when it comes to football. Like I said, you guys are the kings of football. You revolutionized football the most. You brought the most joy for football. You guys brought the most for football. You guys did the most for football. Like I said, you guys produced the most players and the best players. Football was created by the English, but it was adopted and raised by the Brazilians. So all football fans, or even casual, anyone who watches football and enjoys watching football, or even enjoys playing football, we all owe a lot to the nation of Brazil. They did the most. It's their sport. I got England. Guys, don't get mad at me. The English people, don't get mad at me. You guys invented the sport, yes. But Brazil fucking took that sport, adopted it, and raised it, and fucking nourished it, and molded it into what they wanted it to become. Football is Brazilian, man. I mean, I know I hated on them recently because right now they're not at the top that they should be, considering that they're Brazil. But we all owe a lot to the nation of Brazil for when it comes to football. All football fans, man, and even football casuals, we all owe a lot to you guys. So I know recently there's like this influencer, I forgot his name, he's shredded, he's black, he's big. Ashton Hall? Yeah, Ashton Hall. Ashton Hall. Then he started doing like morning routine videos, and like he blew up. Like he puts some sparkling water with lemon, puts his face into it with ice, and then he has like this crazy morning routine that, I mean, no normal human being has that routine. Now, maybe a couple of people on planet Earth actually do. Maybe like the David Goggins of this world have that kind of morning routine. But, I mean, maybe he's trolling Ashton Hall. Maybe he's trolling. I have the feeling that he's trolling because he's so precise with the minutes. So fucking precise. And during the video, there's like this part of the video where he goes to the pool. He jumps into the pool. He jumps at the pool at like 3:30. And he lands in the water at 3:34. So basically, he was 4 minutes in the air. And so that's why I think that he's trolling. Then like he takes this banana peel, he rubs it all over his face. I'm not sure if he's trolling or if he's serious, but he's showing like this crazy morning routine. And he's not the only fitness influencer or life influencer, whatever you call him, life coach, that shows his crazy morning routines. But he blew up recently. And like I said, I feel like some people actually do have crazy morning routines, like the David Goggins of this world. They do exist. But I mean, it's not as crazy as they portray it to be, since it's social media. Of course, people are going to abuse and make it seem like more crazy than what it actually is. But what I'm trying to say is that having a morning routine is good. It's very good. And having a routine in general in life is good. You know, going to the gym, reading books, working hard, working on your business, trying new things, whatever. Having a sort of a schedule is always good for your life. Having some sort of balance is always good. And having routines is always good. But don't be stuck up and don't be so American Psycho-ish on your morning routines. If you guys know the movie American Psycho with Christian Bale, he has like crazy morning routine, and it's like a real psycho. I mean, that's the title of the movie American Psycho, because the things he does, it's so psychotic and so crazy that it's not necessarily even useful anymore. He does many things that are useless, but in his mind, since he's kind of like this freak, he's like a fitness freak or like a schedule freak or like a order freak. He needs so much order in his life. He's like a freak that some things that he does in his morning routine, it becomes useless. And of course, it's good to have a morning routine that's useful to you. That's useful. But sometimes, man, you guys end up doing useless things and it just doesn't make sense. But of course, having a routine is always good, but also balancing it out. So not being stuck up on your routines, being flexible to change, because life is all about change and adjusting. Life is all about knowing when and how to adjust. And that's all about life, man. So having a routine is good, but not being too stuck up on it. So what I saw, I mean, you guys know, my parents are from Serbia. Originally, I'm from Serbia. That's in Eastern Europe. So that's the eastern part of the world. But I'm born and raised in Canada, western part of the world. And as a sociologist, as a fourth-year sociology student at the University of Ottawa, I don't want to shout out the University of Ottawa. It's the fucking worst university, filled with wokies and woke people, whatever. But as a sociologist, I see these trends in society and amongst people regarding society. In the Western world, currently, it's cool and hip to be conservative and to be more right-leaning for younger people, for young adults, and even for teenagers. But in the eastern part of the world, it's cooler and it's more hip and it's more trending to still be a liberal. Before, in the Western world, if you were a young adult or a teenager, it was always cool to be a liberal. You know, you wanted to change the world, fight the system, bring these new ideologies. But currently, there's been like this shift. I think there's many reasons why to this cultural shift amongst young adults and young teenagers, and even normal aged teenagers. But I think that because the left went too fucked up to the left, too crazy to the left, that even young people feel like it's too much. And that's why in the Western world, the young adults tend to lean more conservative currently, because they want to bring it back. And that's like the change, because young adults always want to change the world. We always want to change the world, which is normal and which is healthy and which is good for society and which is needed for society. We're the younger generation. We see the new trends, and this is going to, in 20, 30 years, this is going to be our planet. In 20, 30 years, these older guys are probably going to die, be in retirement homes, and not even fucking remember that they're alive, be fucking insomnia, whatever, not insomnia, have like trouble remembering what's happening. But in 20, 30 years, we're still going to be alive, and this is going to be our planet. So we want to shape it and mold it in what we think is the correct way. But still, in the Eastern world, they don't have this wokeness, this woke agenda, this DEI, this affirmative action. So over there, they're living 50 years behind us. So for them, it's normal for young adults to be liberals, because 50 years ago in the Western world, young adults were liberals. But fast forward 50 years up front, 2025, young adults are more conservative leaning and more right wing leaning. But for the eastern part of the world, they don't have the same problems that we in the West do have. They have different set of problems that the West had 50 years ago. And that's why the eastern part of the world is normal for young adults and for younger people to be more left leaning, more liberal leaning. But in the western part of the world, since we went so crazy with, like I said, this wokeness, all this woke shit, woke everywhere, DEI everywhere, affirmative action, all white men are devil. Every single white man is the devil. All straight white men shouldn't be allowed to speak. The straight white men are the devil. I mean, if you're a young straight white man who's 20-something years old and you constantly keep hearing those things, of course you're gonna be more conservative leaning and want shit to be how it was before, and not always saying, you know what, straight white men are the worst, straight white men are the devil, whatever. Because it's not logical. It makes no fucking sense. So that's why currently we're more conservative leaning, right leaning, and that's how it should be. I mean, it makes more sense nowadays in the Western world to be more conservative. And in the Eastern world, since now I'm saying 50 years behind, maybe it's 20 years, maybe it's 30 years. I'm not exactly sure, but they're a couple of years behind us. And so they have the same set of problems that we had before. Now, of course, cultures vary, cultures differ. So, of course, not exactly the same problems we had, different problems, different way of life, different culture, different religion, different society. But it's in the same process, in the same years that they are processing right now. It's different than us because we're more advanced than they are. Okay, so men have more real friends than women, and it's easier for men to create and shape and withhold friendships than it is for women. Why? I think that it has to do a lot with biology and nature. I think that for hundreds of thousands of years, men have always been together, went to war together, went hunting together, went fishing together, went to conquer other tribes together. Men had to create bonds to function together, to function betterly together. But women, now feminists, don't come after me. No one loves and respects all women more than I do. No one. And no one's a bigger feminist than I am. But I'm speaking hundreds of years behind and even thousands of years ago, that before, women would just stay at home, take care of the kids, do the cooking, the cleaning, take care of the house, take care of the garden, whatever. And they were alone. And they didn't need to create these sort of friendships to survive and to prosper, because they stayed at home, did the cooking, raised the children, and then the man would come home and he would bring the money, the resources, or whatever, depending on the time frame. Of course, if it's 2 years ago, there's not money, there's other things. But the concept remains, the idea remains that men, they went outside, they went to hunt, they went to conquer, they went to war with other men. So they had to create bonds, they had to create friendships, and it had to come easier for men, because it had to be, they had to adapt to survive. They had to create friendships to survive. They had to create bonds to survive. But women never had that. That's why biologically, I feel like that remains in their biology, and this remains in our biology. Now, of course, I'm speaking in general right now. Women do have friends. They can have best friends. But in general, I feel like men have more friends. And I feel like it's easier for men to withhold friendships and to have stronger bonds between each other than for women in general. Now, of course, you can find two women who are the best of friends, and they're best friends since they're 5 years old, and they're still best friends at 95 years old. But let's keep it honest. That's fucking rare. Way more rare than it is for a man to find his best friend at 5 years old and to still have that best friend at 95. And for the 90 years, they've always been best friends and nothing ever happened. Guys, we're keeping it real. It's way easier for men, and it's way more common for men to have those kinds of friendships than it is for women. And I think that biology and history throughout hundreds of years, thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, even hundreds of thousands of years, ever since humans exist, it has always been like that. And with humans evolving, we evolved like that, and even today in modern era, with us being sedentary, this remains in our biology, it remains in our gene codes, and it is what it is, guys. So no one is perfect. I admit it. No one is perfect. I don't care who you are. If you're Elon Musk, Donald Trump, fucking Lionel Messi, guys, you know how much I dick ride Lionel Messi, but no one is perfect. And we all have flaws. We all have flaws. And we all have also beautiful aspects about us. We're all imperfectly perfect in God's eyes. Guys, remember, God doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't. You guys can debate that fact, but there's no debating it. God is perfect. God makes no mistakes. Zero. We all have insecurities, and we all self-doubt ourselves from time to time, which is normal. No matter how much you accomplished, no matter who you are, you're always gonna have self-doubt, and you're always gonna have insecurities until you die. No matter how much you accomplish in your lifetime, until you die, you're gonna have self-doubt. You're gonna self-doubt yourself from time to time, and you're gonna have insecurities. Now, the idea is to know how to handle insecurities and how to handle when you start self-doubting yourself. You need to understand that that's a normal process of the brain, and we're all human. So it happens to all of us. But when it happens, when negative thoughts come to your mind, you need to understand that these are negative thoughts coming into my brain. It's normal that it happens. It happens to everyone. It happens to Michael Jordan. It happens to Lionel Messi. It happens to Cristiano Ronaldo. It happens to Vladimir Putin. It happens to Donald Trump. It happens to Justin Trudeau. It happens to everyone. It happens to Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, the richest people on planet Earth, the most powerful people on planet Earth, the most famous people on planet Earth, the most successful people on planet Earth. It happens to them. But you got to understand that when it happens to you, you need to keep your mind calm, because a calm mind is a strong mind, is a powerful mind. You need to understand that it's perfectly normal for this to happen. That happens to everyone. Take some time to deal with those negative thoughts and try to take them away from your thoughts as quickly as possible. Try to take your negative thoughts away as quickly as possible. That's how you win in life. When you get negative thoughts, you don't dwell on them. You understand. You take some time, and then you take them out of your brain as quickly as possible. And that's what successful people master. They know, they control their brain, not their brain, but they control their thoughts to the maximum. As much as a human can, they control their thoughts. Of course, you can never control your thoughts 100%. Like they say, you are not your thoughts. But they control their thoughts as much as they can. And that's how you succeed in life. And that's how the most successful people get so mentally strong. Like Cristiano Ronaldo said many times, yes, my body is very fit, very strong, but the most important is the mentality. It's being strong up here. And that's what Cristiano Ronaldo masters. As much as I hate on him, he masters the mental game, the mental aspect. He's a master of it. And that's why he's so successful in life. And like I said, it happens to every single human being. I don't care if you're Donald J. Trump or a homeless person on the street. So the highest of the highs or the lowest of the lows, it will happen to you. And the devil does not discriminate. And he goes after everyone and anything. So in this aspect, the negative thoughts in your brains, they're considered the devil, and it happens to everyone, man. So in life, the ultimate goal is to be better than who we were yesterday. So don't compare yourself with other people. Like everyone say, comparison is a thief of joy. Never compare yourself with others, because first of all, you don't know what's actually going on in their lives. You don't know if their lives are actually as good as they seem or even as bad as it seems. Maybe it's even better. Maybe it's even worse. Who knows? You'll never know, because you don't know how his life actually is. So never compare yourselves with others. Only compare yourself with who you were yesterday. Try to be a better person than who you were yesterday. Always strive to do something that scares you, to do something that motivates you, to do something that will bring you more in life. Like there's this quote, to get something you never had, you must do something you never did. It's a quote from Denzel Washington, one of the greatest actors of all time, one of the most successful actors of all time also. And he said that quote, to get something you never had, you must do something you never did. So that's how life, in my opinion, should be lived. Only comparing yourself with who you were yesterday, always trying to be one step better than who you were yesterday, and then step by step, become a better and better person. Never compare yourself with others, and only focus on becoming the best version of yourself, reaching your full potential. That is the meaning of life, in my opinion. In God's eyes, no one is better than anyone, and no one is above anyone. We're all equal in God's eyes. We're all perfect in His eyes. And like I said, God makes no mistakes. So if He made you the way you are, there's a reason that He made you the way you are, so you can fulfill your potential on planet Earth, fulfill your goal and your destiny on planet Earth. We all have a goal. We all have destiny. We all have a destiny that God put us on planet Earth for a reason. Not just He put us on planet Earth for a reason. And the reason is to reach our full potential and to reach our goals and to reach our destiny. So if God made you the way you are, there's a reason He made you that way. It's not out of luck. It's not out of whatever. He made you like that for a reason. Like I said, God makes no mistakes. Amor vincit omnia. Love conquers all. In my opinion, love triumphs over anything and everything. No matter how smart you actually are or you think you are, you can be Jordan Peterson, Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, whoever you are. There are some things that you will never fully understand or that you will never fully comprehend or get or have the answers to. No matter how many years you live, no matter how long you live, no matter how high your IQ is, no matter how knowledgeable you are, no matter how smart you are, there are some things you will never understand. And there are some questions you will never get the answers to. So I understand that can frustrate us. That can bring a lot of frustrations into our lives and into many people's lives. But it can also free you knowing that in life, there are some things we'll never know, and that's just life, man. So there's also this quote from Socrates that I think in a way highlights what I'm trying to say, and which is a good way to conclude what I'm saying. And he says, and I'm quoting him right now, I only know one thing, and that is I know nothing. So like he said, I only know one thing, and that is I know nothing. So even he knows that no matter how smart you are, there are some things you will never know. And that's life. So as a university student and as a student in 2025, AI is very present through ChatGPT, through Quillbot, through whatever. AI is very present. And in my opinion, in Canada, universities ban AI. Well, in the university that I am, we cannot use AI. In my opinion, we should not ban AI, we should put AI into our programs because AI is the future. I mean, like it or not, everyone is using AI right now. Your favorite politician is using AI. Your smartest people are using AI. Everyone is using artificial intelligence right now. So in my opinion, instead of banning and hiding AI from universities, we should teach students how to properly use and master AI, so that in a way, at the end of the day, knowing how to use AI and how to properly use it, it's only going to help you. I mean, I heard Tai Lopez, who's an influencer, saying that when you know how to properly use AI, it augments your IQ by like 20. And I agree. Knowing how to properly use AI is very helpful. It saves a lot of time, and it makes you way smarter than you actually are. And it just helps you in every aspect, man. You can ask almost any question. Now, of course, AI maybe currently isn't as fully developed as it should be, but still it helps us a lot. And universities should not be banning AI. They should be showing us how to properly use and how to properly master using artificial intelligence such as ChatGPT and many other AI tools. So like I said, currently, even though there still are some cons to AI, But in general, I feel like there's more pros than cons for the usage of AI in university or at work or in any aspect of your life. Now, I'm not sure how AI is going to develop in the future. I know that it's exponential, so it's only going to get better and better and crazier and crazier. But in my opinion, I talked with Jay Drouin, who's an AI expert. Shout out Jay Drouin. And we talked about AI. And I said that in my opinion, I feel like, and I hope so, that AI never takes control of planet Earth or like in a way becomes above us, takes control of us. I feel like that the human brain will always be above AI no matter how much we develop it. Maybe I'm in the wrong. I don't know, AI is still new, but from what I read, from what I saw, I feel like AI is never going to take over. So I feel like humans are always going to be on top. I know many people are scared of AI, are scared of what AI is going to be like in the future and what it's going to bring. But I feel like there's no reason for us to be scared. I feel like AI is always going to be our slave in a way. It's going to be there to serve us, to help us. That's how I see AI. That is, it's like a tool. It's like people who invented this water bottle, they invented it so it's easier for us to carry water and to drink water. That's why they invented a water bottle. It's to serve the human being, the human race. And I feel like AI is going to be the same. I feel like it's going to develop exponentially for many years to come. Like it's going to become crazy, but it's still going to be there to serve us. And that's going to be its sole purpose. It's to serve human beings. It's to better the human being life. It's to better our lives and to make our lives easier. Just as much as cars made our lives easier, instead of walking everywhere or riding a horse everywhere, we have cars. It makes our lives easier. Water bottle makes our lives easier. Phone makes our lives easier. Clothes makes our lives easier. So that's how I feel AI will end up being, even though it may become crazy. Like I said, it's exponential. It can become fucking, they know everything, but still. And I hope that it's always going to be there to serve us. So in my opinion, every human being should do some sort of physical work every single day. Maybe not every single day. I go to the gym 6 times a week. I do 10,000 steps each day. But on Sundays, I don't do physical work. I feel like rest is also very important. I did many podcasts with fitness people, bodybuilders, and they all say that as much as working out and moving is important, doing fitness, so is rest. It's as equally important. Without rest, you cannot fully perform, and without rest, you cannot fully recover. So, but in general, I feel like in today's society, many people don't actually move. And when I'm saying move, you don't have to go to the gym. You can walk outside, walk a lot, you can go swimming, you can go play soccer, you can do a sport. But some sort of physical work, in my opinion, should be done by every single human being. Because as human beings, we're wired to move. We're wired to do work, physical work, ever since human beings exist. So it's in our blood. It's natural for human beings. Like I said, I think it's just a part of us. It's in our biology. It's in our genes to move and to be physically active. So I feel like every single human being should do some sort, at least minimum. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not sure what the minimum should be. But I feel like as someone who goes to the gym for 5-6 years now and who's always been an athlete, played soccer, I feel like at least 30 minutes a day for everyone should be the bare minimum. At least 30 minutes a day of walking, of playing a sport, of going to the gym, of doing push-ups, of doing pull-ups, whatever. But I feel like at least 30 minutes a day is the bare minimum for every single human being. And that not only should it be a choice, it should be a necessity. Just as much as brushing your teeth twice a day is a must, is a necessity, that should be the same for working out or moving or just being physically active. Okay, so during COVID-19, now I know it's been a long time. Thank fucking God we're not during lockdown anymore. But guys, I'm not gonna lie. When we wore our masks, we looked gay, bro. Wearing our masks everywhere. First of all, I think that the mask didn't do shit. I think it was more for like calming down people mentally. Oh, he has a mask. Okay, I'm safe. But I think the mask, like scientifically, it's proven that it didn't do shit. Or that it didn't do a lot as much as people thought. But physically speaking, visually, we looked gay as fuck. We're going everywhere with our masks, being afraid to touch something that as COVID-19 or for like Donald Trump says, China virus. Um, it's not as crazy as we thought it was. And I feel like in Canada, especially, lockdown was crazy, man. Justin Trudeau, Liberal Party, you guys fucked up. You guys, I was like 19 years old when the COVID lockdown started. And until 19 to like 21, 22, it's always been lockdown. And then, of course, there were many different waves of lockdown: green, yellow, red, some more severe than others. But still, man, like if I was 65 years old, I wouldn't care as much. I'm 65. I lived through my youth. I'm not young anymore. I'm going to stay home. I don't have to work. I'm getting paid. Sure, why not? I'm going to watch TV, be with my wife, be with my kids. But I was 19 years old. And I'm not the only man. I'm not the only guy who was 19 years old during COVID. Some were 16, some were 20. There were many young people who were affected by COVID, and that fucked us up, man. Like 2 years of our lives, especially when we're young. We want to go outside. We want to be with our friends. We want to meet girls. We want to party. We want to do whatever. Just enjoy life. We're young. And those COVID years, man, those were the worst years of my life. I was talking with my dad, who's from Sarajevo. He spent 3 years in the Yugoslav war. So in a way, it's like lockdown. But in my opinion, now I don't know. Maybe I'm out of touch. I never lived through a war. But I told him, I'm like, at least during your war, you could go outside, be with your friends, be with women, do whatever you want. So maybe that's a bit pushed. But even fucking out of anger, I told my dad, I'm like, bro, I'm so angry that COVID happened, that it took 2 years of my life. I would have preferred to be in a war than to be during those COVID lockdown years, man. That's how pissed I was, man. And that's fucking how much I hated those COVID lockdown years, man. And like I said, Donald Trump says China virus. Now, in my opinion, saying China virus, calling COVID-19 China virus is not racist. Just as much as saying Spanish flu, it's not racist. It's a flu that came from Spain. It is what it is. It's the Spanish flu. Even to this day, we say Spanish flu. And you never hear a guy from Spain saying, oh my God, I'm so offended from that name. Stop calling it the Spanish flu. They don't give a fuck. They know, yeah, this flu came from Spain. Does it have anything to do with me? No, it happened like 100 years ago. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck that it happened. It's a Spanish flu. It's a flu that came from Spain. It's a Spanish flu. Same goes for China virus. It's a virus that literally came from China. It came from China, man. It's a fact. It's been proven many times. COVID came from China. And that's why saying China virus is not racist, in my opinion. I think you guys are too sensitive. We cannot say anything. But as much as we say Spanish flu, goes the same for China virus. So like I was talking about morning routines, I saw a video of Jeff Bezos describing his morning routine. Now, guys, keep in mind, Jeff Bezos, second richest man on planet Earth, one of the most successful human beings on planet Earth of all time, one of the most successful human beings of all time. You can't get more than him, right? I mean, you can't. And he said that when he wakes up, he doesn't really have a morning routine. He just like lingers. He's going to wake up, maybe have a cup of coffee with his wife, slowly get dressed, maybe go to the gym for an hour, slowly figure things out, and then slowly, and then he gets into his life, into his day. He gets into doing what he has to do for the day. I'm very similar. When I wake up, I take my phone immediately mostly because I do a lot of social media content, so I'm going to check my social media. Not only for pleasure, but mostly to see, how are my clips doing, what I'm going to talk about, do I have a podcast, who commented what, whatever. So then I'm going to linger. So I think the most important is to find a morning routine that works best for you. That's going to help you prosper the most and help you do the most for your day. So I feel like Jeff Bezos, who's the most successful man, one of the most successful human beings of all time, like he said that he doesn't actually have a morning routine. He does his morning routine, wake up, have a cup of coffee with his wife, slowly read the news, go to the gym. But that works for him. And I mean, it works fucking well. Look at everything he accomplished. So guys, discipline is amazing, but don't be a slave to your schedule. Having a schedule and a routine is very good, but don't be a slave. Like I said, be open to changes, be open to new ways, to new methods, and always be open to change, because you never know, man. That's life. In my opinion, I feel like having a balanced lifestyle is the most important in life. of course, we hear stories of people in the extremes, right? Especially now with social media, everyone's in the extreme. Everyone's in the extreme. You have the David Goggins, he's in the extreme. You have the Michael Jordans of this world, he's also in the extremes, always working out. He wanted to win as much as possible. Win. That was Michael Jordan and many other people. I'm just taking Michael Jordan as a scapegoat because he's one of the most famous. But life for all of us, it's not only about one thing. So it's not only about work. Family is more important. Having good relationships with your kids is more important. And like you can see, I feel like LeBron James had a more balanced lifestyle than Michael Jordan. And I feel like in general, now of course, who's the GOAT of the NBA? Who's the GOAT of basketball? I don't know. I hear many of my friends saying LeBron James. Many of my friends saying it's Michael Jordan. Many commentators saying it's LeBron James. Many commentators saying it's Michael Jordan. I don't know. I didn't watch basketball enough. I didn't watch both of them enough to know who's the GOAT. But one thing that I can say, I feel like in general, throughout all aspects in life, I think that LeBron James is more successful than Michael Jordan in regarding all aspects of his life. I feel like he had a better and closer relationship with his kids. I feel like he's more of a family man. He has more time off. He has more fun with his life than Michael Jordan did. I mean, I know Michael Jordan's son isn't as accomplished or as successful as LeBron James' son is. I mean, he's only 20, 21. I'm not sure how old he is, but he's playing in the NBA. Michael Jordan's son isn't. I feel like LeBron James has a better friendship and better bond with his kids and with his wife and with his family than Michael Jordan did. I feel like I said, in all aspects of life, I think LeBron James is more successful than Michael Jordan because I feel like LeBron James' life is more balanced than Michael Jordan's was. And that's why having a balanced lifestyle, in my opinion, is the ultimate success in life and is the ultimate goal. And we should all aim to have a balanced lifestyle. Because what's the point of having billions of dollars if your kids don't love you? If your wife cheats on you, if your wife doesn't care about you, if your wife doesn't love you, you can have billions of dollars and no one by your side that loves you. What's the point, right? I don't have billions of dollars, so I don't know how it is. But thinking about it, I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't love to have billions of dollars if it means that I don't have kids that love me, if I don't have a wife, or if I just don't have kids in general. So I feel like in life, being balanced and in general, there's many other things than just work and money that you should have a balanced lifestyle to have the most successful life possible and to be the happiest in your life as possible. Now, this will be more of a quote, but I mean, through personal experience, not only me, through hearing personal experiences from other people, this is a fact, man. Jesus Christ. God will always end up humbling you for your own good. No matter who you think you are, no matter how much you think you're the shit, whatever, at the end of the day, you don't know how. We all know, we never know how God works in mysterious ways, but God will always end up humbling us for our own good. And that's a fact, man. Through personal experience, it happened to me many times. It happened to many of my friends, family members, to anyone I know. They all have a humbling experience in life because that's how God works and that's how life works and that's how the world works. So how someone should start in the fitness world, going to the gym, whatever. So from experience and from what I saw, slowly but surely is the best way. If you've never been an active person and you're right now at the age of 22, let's say, and you've never been an active person, you've never went to the gym, you've never been really an athlete, whatever. And if you want to start hitting the gym or becoming active, the best is to start slowly but surely and gradually upgrade, gradually take your intake up. Because if you've never been a fitness person or an athlete, if you start immediately going as hard as someone who was an athlete or a fitness person, after a couple of months, you're going to give up because it's going to be too hard and you're going to be like, fuck this shit, I'm fucking tired of this shit, I'm not used to it, I'm giving up. But if you start slowly but surely and slowly, gradually upgrade, then that's a recipe for success and a recipe for longevity. You're never going to give up because if you start, let's say you've never been a fitness person, but you start saying, you know what, I'm going to start walking 10,000 steps each day. After a month, you're going to say, you know what, let me add a couple of push-ups into my fitness routine. 10,000 steps, 100 push-ups a day. You do that for a couple of months. You know what? I feel good. I want to keep going. You know what? But since now I'm stronger and I'm in better shape, let me start going to the gym for half an hour instead of just walking. You start going to the gym half an hour, do a couple of pull-ups, couple of push-ups, couple of bench press, whatever you do at the gym, bicep curls, whatever. Do that for 30 minutes. You know what? Do that for a couple of months. You know what? I feel better. I feel stronger. I feel more confident in my skin. I feel like more confident in how the gym works, how working out works, how having a fitness routine works, and how to manage a fitness routine. After couple of years go by, you're a full-on athlete. You're a full-on gym goer, and you're gonna be like that for the rest of your life. But you started off slowly but surely. So you started off by walking constantly, adding push-ups, going to the gym, step by step. Years go by, you get more and more in shape, you get more and more knowledgeable on working out. Because believe me, guys, there's a lot of knowledge into working out and into the fitness world. So after a couple of years, man, you're going to be a full-on athlete. You're going to be in fucking shape. You're going to have a six-pack. You're going to have whatever you want. Then you're going to start tweaking your diet also. But in the beginning, you started off slowly but surely. So in my opinion, for people who are never really athletes or fitness people since a young age, that's how you should start, slowly but surely. So in my opinion, we should all be less judgmental and try to better understand each other. Now, of course, we all tend to be judgmental, even I. I mean, it happens to the best of us. It happens to everyone. But in general, and for the higher good, for higher purposes, it's better to be as judgmental as we can be, as less judgmental that we can be, and try to be as understandable as we can, understand people as much as we can. I think that's the best. The truth still needs to be said, but there's a way of saying the truth, of course. But in my opinion, the truth should always be said. But there's a way of saying it nicely, saying it not to maybe affect the other person negatively, but to make him understand and to give him constructive criticism is always good. Facts remain facts, stats remain stats, no matter how you feel, no matter who you are. Facts over emotions, facts over feelings. And like the famous quote, I think, from Ben Shapiro, who constantly says it, facts don't give a fuck about your feelings. That's a fact. Being more understandable between each other doesn't mean that we should allow evil things to be done. So being more understandable doesn't mean that, oh, now there's a guy who fucking killed 5 people. You know what? It's okay. Let's forgive him. I mean, no, he's a menace to society. Maybe he needs therapy. Maybe I don't know, whatever, but he needs to be taken away from society. So being more understandable and being more compassionate doesn't mean allowing evil to prosper and allowing evil people to keep doing evil things. Doesn't mean that. It just means that, of course, at the end of the day, we need to be rational and smart. So, of course, he's a menace to society. We take him out of society. He gets his punishment. He does his time. Then he can get out, of course. But we should be all more understandable and more compassionate. We just need to be more compassionate towards everyone, but we must not let evil spread, like I said. So real confidence is silent and calm. Everyone who's very flamboyant, who constantly talks about himself, who constantly talks about, oh, I'm the best at this, I'm the best at this, no one's as good as me, I'm the blah, blah, blah. People who talk like that, deep down, they're insecure. I mean, if he actually thought that about himself, he wouldn't feel the need to say it. He would never feel the need to say it or to others, because deep down he knows I'm the shit. He's actually confident in who he is, in his skin. But people constantly feel like they have to boast their image, they have to boast who they are, they have to talk about who they are and how good they are and how beautiful they are and how whatever. Deep down they're insecure about those things, and it's just insecurity being allowed. People who are loud about themselves, they're insecure. And real confident people are calm and silent. So I know recently, maybe it's because of social media, or maybe just because we're in 2025, I feel like plastic surgery, especially for women, I even heard a study saying that men nowadays are getting way more plastic surgery than before, which was kind of surprising because I mean, what kind of plastic surgery can men do except for Botox? I know Botox is for wrinkles, but I mean, I never saw a man put on lip fillers. I never saw a man do a nose job. I never saw a man fucking, I'm not sure, like put Botox here like women do, like Kylie Jenner, whatever. But I know it's way more popular amongst women, but even nowadays it's becoming way more popular amongst men, which, I mean, was kind of surprising for me. I thought it was more of a woman thing, but hey, each to his own. But in my opinion, natural beauty will always triumph over plastic surgery beauty. I mean, it's not even comparable. And I feel like the more natural a woman is, the more beautiful she is, in my opinion. I don't really like the plastic look. When a woman has fake plastic lips, I'm not sure how it works. I'm not sure if it's plastic. I'm not sure. But when a woman has fake lips, we all see it. I mean, it's very, very visible. And believe me, it's way more beautiful when she has natural lips than when she has fake lips or fake, I don't know, Botox. When a face is filled with Botox, we can see it. The face becomes like all fake and everything. So in my opinion, natural will always be over plastic surgery. Natural beauty always over fake beauty, over plastic surgery beauty, any day of the week. And now I'm speaking for all men. Believe me, women, when I'm saying this, all men think the same. There's not a single man who's gonna say, you know what, this woman who has a lot of fake shit on her face, plastic surgery done on her face, work done on her face, is more beautiful than this woman who has natural beauty, who has nothing done in her face. Every single man is gonna choose that woman. Every single man, believe me, woman. Okay, so I know there's been not a lot, but once I hated on country music, and I said that, yo guys, country music is the worst genre of music. And I said that out of ignorance, to be honest, because recently some woman actually showed me many songs and she like put me onto country music. And guys, just like any genre of music, there's some good country music out there. And this is coming from a guy who wasn't raised on country music. My parents never listened to country music. My parents are from Serbia. They only listen to Serbian music. And growing up, I only listened to rap. So I always thought that, country music is shit. It's not good. But I said that out of ignorance because I never really listened to it. After listening to it, especially Chris Stapleton, he's good, man. Chris Stapleton is really good. After actually listening to country music, the genre is beautiful, man. Beautiful, man. There's a lot of good songs. And I feel like many people hate on the genre out of ignorance, just like I did. I feel like many people never actually listened to country music, never actually dived deep into it to actually know what the songs actually are about and how they actually sound. But they're actually good, man. There's a lot of good songs from Shabuzi, Chris Stapleton, Morgan Wallen is also really good. I'm still new to it. I don't know a lot of them. But guys, believe me, if you're like me who only listens to rap or pop, whatever, go listen to country, and you hate on country music, go listen to some songs, and there's actually some really good songs. If I can put you on into one song, Cold by Chris Stapleton. It's a really fucking good song. You can feel the soul. When he's singing that song, you can feel his soul, man. He has a beautiful voice. He's an amazing artist, Chris Stapleton. Even Morgan Wallen and many other country singers. So talking about music, my thoughts on Quebec rap. So I did a tweet regarding Quebec rap for people who are from Quebec. The tweet is in English. I'll read it out in English. Maybe I'll do it after in French because it's Quebec rap. So I tweeted out, and I'm quoting myself. Quebec rap is like the pepper bottle on the dinner table. We don't actually need it, but it doesn't hurt to be there. You might use it from time to time, but you don't necessarily feel any need to use it with your meals. So like I said, Quebec rap, for people who are from Quebec, for people who don't know, even people who are from Quebec, we mostly listen to American music and English Canadian music. Of course, we know about Quebec rap. We listen to it from time to time. That's why I say it's like the pepper bottle on the dinner table. From time to time, you'll use it, but not as much as you'll use the salt bottle or whatever. But even us in Quebec, we listen to, in general, more to American music and to English Canadian music. And then I go on by saying, if it's there or if it isn't there, it's almost the same. But it might as well be there because there's not really a difference. That's what I mean. If someone was to take away all of Quebec rap, I'd be like, okay, you know what? It's not there. Okay. If someone was to keep all of the music, I'd be like, okay, you know what? There's some good songs. There's some good artists. I actually listen to some artists from time to time. But if someone was to take away all of Quebec rap, I'd be like, okay, I have American rap. I have Canadian rap, English Canadian rap, even European rap. I mean, I'm good. If someone takes away all of Quebec rap, I'm good, bro. Believe me, I'm good. But even if it's there, I'm going to listen from time to time. So it might as well be there because there are some actually good artists and some good Quebec rap songs. So it might as well be there. It doesn't come in clutch, but it's also not a nuisance. It just exists. A lot of my friends said that this tweet is elite. My friends are also from Quebec. They said this tweet is elite because that's how we feel about Quebec rap. It's just a fact. So my thoughts on the 2025 Oscars. Bro, Hollywood is dead. The Oscars are dead. It's not as it once was. When I was young, I remember when I was young, me, my dad, and my mom and my brother, when it was Oscar night, we would get so excited. We would open TV, we would have food, and we would be so excited to watch the Oscars. Because at that time, the Oscars meant something. It was a award for people who merited those awards. Nowadays, it's awards for minorities. If you're a minority regarding race, gender, sexual orientation, ethnicity, whatever, you're going to win an Oscar. That's what it is about now. Before, it was about merit. I'm a big movie lover. I love movies, especially more than TV shows. All my family, the same. That's why we love the Oscars so much. Because we wanted to see our favorite actor win an Oscar, our favorite movie win an Oscar, our favorite director win an Oscar. But we wanted it to be out of merit. But nowadays, it's not out of merit. That's why I'm saying that Hollywood is dead. Social media, influencers, podcasters, streamers, vloggers, bloggers, whatever you call them. Social media is going to take over Hollywood. I mean, I feel like movies and TV shows are always going to exist, but they need a change. They need a drastic change. People are tired of all this fake shit. People are tired of all this DEI, of all this affirmative action. We want merit. We want people to do things out of merit. That's why Hollywood is dead and the Oscars are currently dead in 2025. So recently, I saw that there's a trans vegan group out here killing people, and they're called the Zizians. So this is an article from the BBC News. It's titled Zizians, What We Know About the Cult Linked to 6 Deaths. It's a trans vegan cult that killed 6 people. Imagine getting killed by a trans vegan extremist group or whatever they are, a cult. Here it says they're a cult, which I agree. Guys, I don't want to get all Andrew Tate-esque and all alpha male on you. But guys, there is no trans guy killing me on planet Earth. If you're a trans, you can't kill me. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I'm not denying that you're a trans. Be a trans, be whatever you want. But there's no trans vegan, a trans who eats broccoli killing me. Ain't no way. It's not happening. I would rather kill myself than let a trans vegan guy kill me. Jesus Christ, I can't believe. Here it says, a cult-like U.S. group known as Zizians has been linked to a string of murders, sparking several arrests. Who are the people behind this group and what do they believe? Jack Lasota, 34 years old, who allegedly leads a group of a few dozen followers known as Zizians, was arrested on Sunday alongside Michel Zajko. Yo, this guy looks like a Serbian. Zajko is it's a Serbian last name, man. That's a fucking disgrace. 32 years old. And Daniel Blank, 26, on charges including trespassing and obstruction. Authorities say they are investigating at least 6 killings across the U.S. that are allegedly connected to members of the group, including a double homicide in Pennsylvania, a knife attack in California, and the shooting of a U.S. border guard in January. 3 other alleged members of the group have already been charged with murder. The origins of the group. Lasota, a transgender woman who was allegedly the leader of the group. Transgender woman meaning he's a man. He's the biological man. He's the leader of the group. He, I guess, earned a degree in computer science from the University of Alaska Fairbanks in 2013. And according to his blog, moved to the Francisco area 3 years later. There, he wrote that he applied for a series of jobs at tech companies and startups, including a brief internship with NASA, and began to associate with people involved in the rationalist movement, an intellectual trend popular in Silicon Valley that emphasizes the power of the human mind to see clear truth, eliminate bias and bad thinking, and improve individuals and society. La Sota began blogging using the alias Ziz, but soon fell out with mainstream rationalists as their writings spun off in bizarre directions. It goes on and on about La Sota, I guess, being the leader and the Zizians. But guys, getting killed by a trans vegan, it ain't happening. At the end of the day, it's a guy, so I mean, you're getting killed by a guy, you're getting killed by a biological guy. But yo, guys, getting killed by a Zizian, man, that's fucking crazy. I ain't gonna lie. So as you guys know, I'm a son of immigrants. My parents are from Serbia. I'm born in Canada. And growing up, I grew up with many people who are in the same situation as me. So born here, but to immigrant parents. We're considered sons of immigrants. And I'll never understand how so many sons of immigrants, if I can say like a stat, it's like 95% of sons of immigrants prefer and love the country of their parents more than the country that they were born in. I'll never understand. First of all, your parents left that country. My parents left that country because that country is bad. It's not doing as good as it once was. And it's shit. I mean, pardon my French, but we're going to say it how it is. They left that country for a better life. They came to Canada because they want a better life, and they want a better life for their children and their children's children. And the list goes on and on. So I don't know how you can love that country more. Your parents literally left that country because they don't love it anymore, because they felt like they don't have a future anymore. And this country, Canada, in my context, Canada gave me everything, gave my parents everything, gave us safety, gave us opportunity, gave us the possibility for pursuit of happiness, gave us liberty, gave us everything. So of course, I'm going to be a Canadian nationalist. Of course, I'm going to love Canada the most. I'm going to love way more Canada. I'm going to love Serbia. I'm going to respect my roots. I'm always going to respect where I come from, where my parents come from, where still all my family members, they're still in Serbia and in Bosnia. I'm always going to respect that country. But I'm always going to be Canadian first and then Serbian. Always going to be Canadian first. And I don't understand how some sons of immigrants love their parents' country more than theirs, where they are born and raised in. But hey, each to his own. So recently, I don't know if you guys saw, but America, under Donald Trump, they don't have LGBTQ plus anymore. It's only LGB now. Lesbian, gay, and bisexual. In my opinion, there's only always ever been LGB. TQ, transgender, and queer, I don't really consider that. I only consider lesbian, gay, and bisexuals. So, I mean, it should have happened way earlier, but hey, better now than never. But I feel like it only makes sense for there to only be LGB, in my opinion. I think Canada should do the same. I think everyone should do the same, because deep down, I feel like everyone who isn't part of the LGBTQ community feels the same. And I just want to add that no one loves and respects the LGBTQ community more than I do. But I feel like there's only the LGB that makes sense. I'm not Jewish, I'm Christian, okay? But I feel like people hate Jews out of jealousy, because they accomplish the most. I mean, Jews are very successful. Israel is very successful, very innovative, and it's a beautiful country. They accomplished a lot. I feel like people have all these sorts of conspiracy theories on Jews out of jealousy. They hate Jews out of jealousy, out of envy, because Jews for thousands of years, I think it's 6,000 years, they've been slaves, and they've always been kicked out of everywhere they were. Under Egyptians, they were slaves. Under Hitler, they were fucking killed, man. Hitler almost killed all of Jews. They suffered a genocide not even 100 years ago, very recently. And I feel like people hate Jews out of jealousy. They have all these sorts of conspiracy theories regarding Jewish people. And it's all out of hate, jealousy, and envy. That's my opinion, because Jews are very successful, very innovative, and very smart, and very business savvy. If you look if you look at results, man, they're very fucking successful Jewish people. And I feel like many people are jealous of their success. So I don't know if you guys saw the Zelensky meeting with Donald Trump and JD Vance. But yo, Zelensky, you went into that meeting and you lost, man. You were so dumb in that meeting. First of all, you didn't come with a suit. I mean, out of respect to Donald Trump, JD Vance, and the American population and the White House, you go there with a suit, man. I mean, that's number one. Number two, you're out there talking like you have the upper hand. America has the upper hand. You don't have the upper hand. Without America, your country wouldn't exist anymore. Without America, Ukraine wouldn't exist anymore. And that's a fact. Without America, you guys don't exist anymore. Without America, Russia would have taken over your country years ago. So you cannot go into that meeting thinking you have the upper hand, which you don't. America has the upper hand. So when you go into that meeting, you got to understand the power dynamics. You're below them. It's a fact. We're all below America, but especially you in your circumstances being at war against Russia and considering that your country doesn't have a lot of money, everyone's fleeing your country, no one wants to fight for your country, you don't have the upper hand. In that meeting, you're below. You had to go into that meeting, first of all, with a suit, number one. Number two, being very kind and very respectful to Donald Trump, JD Vance, and the American people, and hoping and wishing and praying that he still wants to help you after everything you've done. But you cannot go into that meeting thinking you have the upper hand when you don't. People who speak the truth are the most hated people on planet Earth. Even if you're someone who just speaks the truth, Ben Shapiro, Andrew Tate, and you don't actually do anything illegal, you don't hurt people physically, you don't kill people, you don't... I feel like people who speak the truth are more hated than people who kill people. That's how I feel. I feel like people who speak the truth, like Andrew Tate and Ben Shapiro, are more hated than fucking Charles Manson, than a fucking psychopath. I feel like people hate more people who speak the truth than people who do criminal activities and who actually kill people or rob people or do GTA or do Grand Theft Auto and sell drugs even. I feel like people who speak the truth are more hated than Pablo Escobar was. And that's crazy when you think about it. But I feel like that's natural. That's human beings. We just have this, it's like rooted in us to not love hearing the truth about us or about other things that we feel like we have an emotional attachment to. We don't love hearing the truth. And that's why I feel like people who speak the truth are more hated than people who kill people, than people who rob people. So that was it, guys. That was reality check number 12. We're going to see each other next week. Peace out.